Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Rounding out our week of McFarlane Toys Batman figures, today we're going to be taking a look at the Dark Knight Trilogy Joker. And let's see if this guy is still one step ahead of everybody else in the room. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, here's a closer look at the packaging that the Joker comes in. And boy, they really didn't want to waste any cross ties for this figure. They really just wrapped the whole figure around it at the top and wrapped both of his legs at the bottom. You can see everything he comes with. Big pile of money, which I'm sure will make for some great display options. It looks like it's got a foot peg on it, so you can place him, Joker, on that, but he also does come with a regular DC Multiverse base. You can see the card in the background, and this one is the one that comes with Bane's head and all of his hands, and I'm really glad for a Build-A-Figure. We typically don't get multiple hands, so I'm really glad that McFarlane went that extra route and give us a whole bunch of extra hands for Bane. Now, like I said in my Batman review, I don't plan on picking up Two-Face and Scarecrow to build Bane. So if he had come as a single figure, I would have bought him for sure. But, you know, maybe one day if I catch him on clearance, I'll pick them up, and then I'll have all the parts. You have to see the Why So Serious card in the background, and then on the back, just like Batman, you see the cross-sell, you see Bane, you see all the parts and how to put them together. So anyway, let's not waste any other time. Let's get this guy opened up and let the chaos reign. Okay, here we have the Joker opened up and out of the package. Base, of course, don't need to go over that. We have his Why So Serious card, which is some of the famous key art from the original movie, which looks great. Then on the back, real name unknown, and if you guys want to read that, you can pause it right there and do so. His biggest, best, and coolest accessory, his only accessory, is this big pile of money, which looks really nice. It's really kind of crazy that they decided that this would be the accessory to give him, but it does look cool. It looks nice. Can't really complain. There is a peg hole right here, so if you did want to stand him on this instead of using this base, you could, which is really, I said peg hole. There's not a peg hole. It's a peg. There's no like extra detail on the money, but it reads as money. You know, considering there is a, you know, a slight dry brushing to the money. There's no detail on the money. The bands aren't painted. I would have liked a little more paint help. Maybe just paint the bands. The wraps around each stack would have been nice, considering this is the only accessory that they're giving us. Now, I wonder if this pegs in there. That's a nice touch. You can peg the base into the stand. So the stand has a stand. That's really cool. So you can peg that in there and then use that. I was wondering what they put that hole there for, and that must be it. So you can put him on there if you'd like. Taking a closer look at the pieces of Bane that come with him. Here's Bane's head itself. It looks really nice. It's really nicely painted. The eyes are clean. There's a slight dry brushing to the metallic mask on the front. It looks really good. Some slight dry brushing to the tubes going around the back. He does come with several sets of hands. He has his gesturing hands outstretched. He has some other gesturing hands, some gripping. I don't know what he would have in this hand here, but that is like, you know, it does look like a gun trigger hand, and then some fists for punching. So those do look nice, and I got to tell you, the more I play with these Bane parts, kind of itching to pick the other two figures up now. Maybe I will. Maybe when it hits clearance, we'll pick up Scarecrow and maybe we'll pick up Scarecrow and Two-Face. There are no other accessories to come with this guy. I mean, there's really nothing else to give him but guns, and we know that, you know, Warner Brothers is not going to allow them to put out guns. However, if you have this very first munitions pack from McFarlane Toys, there's a lot in here that would go very well with this Joker, whether this long barrel pistol right here or the rocket launcher. There's a couple other guns that are hidden, but there may be some parts and pieces in here that may work out well. Maybe they'll scale well with this Joker, and we'll see when we take some pictures and set the guy up at the very end. But I got to tell you, I'm really digging this figure. I like his aesthetic. I like the overall looks. The proportions are off. He's a little buffer and a little bigger than Heath Ledger's Joker. The head does seem to be a little small for this bigger body. He was a lot skinnier and a lot more lithe. But overall, some really nice paint apps. I think I would have preferred the hair be just a touch greener. But I think, you know, for a $25 figure, I think the likeness is pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this likeness somewhere around a 7, 8. It looks decent. It looks enough like Heath Ledger that I'm not going to complain. And I really love Heath Ledger's Joker performance. It was really tough when he passed because he was one of my favorite actors. And I loved his performance so much that when our first son was born, my first son's middle name is Ledger, after Heath Ledger, for sure. No detail on the tie or shirt like there should be, but it is nicely painted and the colors are pretty close. Nice plasticky rope chain that kind of is very, I mean, this almost feels like rope, you know, string, but it is a very soft rubbery plastic. It looks really nice. It looks pretty good. So let's go over articulation. So he can't really look up at all because of his hair. It does get in the way. He can look down that much. Head does get some nice tilt, so you can get some really good poses and get some expression there. The jacket is a separate piece, but it's separate from the arms, but it is connected. It is sculpted and molded here to the vest, so there is no removing it. Arms go out in a T pose, can go all the way around. Has some bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, kind of some fisticuffs on this hand. We got a little fist on this hand and an open pistol grip hand, trigger finger hand on this side. No green down in there, or light blue from his shirt poking out or anything like that. This part is very soft. I hope you can see that, very soft and rubbery. So he can bend down that far. He can bend back that far. And then the legs can go forward that far. And as you can see, the knees are a little bit darker plastic, which I don't really like. I wish they could have just matched that color a little bit more. It looks more patchwork, where his pants were definitely not patchwork. Moving this out of the way, his legs can only go back about that. Oh, they can go pretty far back. No problem there. And then double jointed legs knees can go all the way back. And then some hinge and not too much swivel here on the feet. I will say he does have a hard time standing on his own, and then some toe articulation, which is appreciated but not necessarily needed. But there you have it. There's an overview of this guy. Let's see here. Let's bring him in. Let's get him standing up on his own, or should we go ahead and put him on the base? Let's go ahead and put him on his base here. Because, well, actually, let's take this off and just put him on this base, because I do want to bring in a couple of other figures for size comparison. Let's go ahead and bring in the Dark Knight Batman, which we looked at yesterday. Looks really nice. And then another McFarlane. Let's bring in Superman. He's roughly about the same size as this Superman here. I'm always grabbing the same soups. You guys know he's kind of like right there. And then, just for some other comparisons, here he is next to the Killing Joke Joker, and then another Joker. So there we have it. There is a couple of comparisons to some Jokers. And this guy is going to be right at home on my Joker shelf. Right at home. So, let's get this guy posed up under some lights and under some backgrounds and see how he poses up, and we'll see how he plays. I'm really glad that McFarlane Toys give us this line of Dark Knight figures. I would have preferred if Bane had been a standalone figure in this wave, and then maybe Scarecrow could have been the Build-A-Figure, because Scarecrow didn't really play a big part in the films as Bane did. I think that would have been really nice. I don't know if we're going to see any more. They certainly could give us, I guess, maybe 4 more figures. Who could they give us? They could give us, well, we could do a Catwoman. That would be really nice. Maybe a Commissioner Gordon. That would be kind of cool. Maybe a gold label Two-Face before he gets all burned up. I really would have liked a Bat-Pod vehicle. I think that would have been really, really, really nice for them to give us. That would have been really cool. But I don't know. You guys tell me down in the comments below who would you like to see if they did any more Dark Knight Trilogy figures. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please remember to hit that like button, the subscribe button, the bell notification icon, any of these things. Just take a few seconds, and they mean the world to me and the channel that gets us out there in front of more people. Please check us out over at Instagram.com/Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And this has been the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark. And remember, I will see you in the toy aisles.